This section also gives you a good overview of any common issues with fully customizable presets. For example, I changed the preset to one that is set up for me, where it automatically sorts by the device health score. It will bring in information about performance characteristics of the device and the networks they are connected to. However, a better place to look at the overall end-to-end experience of an employee and their digital workplace would be in our employee overview. The ControlUp employee dashboard gives a high-level overview of the experience with the digital workplace in your environment. Starting from the left, you see all the employees in my current environment, which is 108, and their relative experiences. An overview of how many applications, devices, unified communications calls there were, and most importantly, a score over time, which is depending on the setting from the picker. And as you can see here, there was definitely a dip in the score on April 30th. And if I click on it, you can even see the breakdown, how many individual employees were affected by it. I can drill down here. For example, I can click on the poor experience, which will bring me to the detailed dashboard with all employees that were suffering from a poor experience at that time. It also lists the most common problem, as you can see here, application crashes. Let me reset this filter. And can I go back to the overview? If I scroll down, you see some common problem areas like application crashes, blue screens of death, and it's very obvious that a lot of employees at this point were dealing with application crashes. So let's investigate that further by clicking on here. And here we get a summary of all the application crashes that were happening at that time. You see the totals, how many employees were affected, how many devices, and how many unique applications that had app crashes. And in this case, the most common crash was Microsoft Teams by a margin. As you can see, when I scroll down further where I get the details about which application employees, you can immediately see that Microsoft Teams was one of the most crashed application on this particular day on April 30th. I get some basic information, but I can drill down even further by clicking on this icon, which will provide me with a report which gives me more details about the specific application crash happening at that time. If we expand the description, we can see the various application crashes that were collected from Windows event logs, as well as more detail in the following event ID, which provides more information on the issue, including log files, the faulting module, which in this case is PLT Focus, which is our Plantronics device, and other relevant information that can help root cause analysis and troubleshooting. So, to recap, the three things we need is a script that disables the Bluetooth, a message sent to the user, and we're going to wrap this in a workflow, a low orchestration workflow, so that when the event happens, that these actions are being taken. Because maybe not all machines are online, so we can't do necessarily a mass healing that's effective. Let's go to the script settings. So we click on the settings, we click on scripts, and as you can see, there's already various scripts in our environment. You can either add a script manually, which, depending on the operating system, we support multiple scripting languages. The most common for Windows would be PowerShell. Or in some situations, you want to add something from the script library. So this is the script library for our physical endpoint. There are some common remediation scripts that can be easily imported. For example, this clearing the Microsoft Teams cache, which is a common issue in many environments. You would just click on import script, which I've already done in my environment, to make that available across your environment. For this demo, we've already prepared a script to disable the Bluetooth headset. As you can see, this one is already written. In the future, it will be possible to create these scripts directly from the interface using Gen AI, but in this case, I just copied it in as a new script. So let's have a look at our low-code orchestration, which can be found under alerting. First of all, we're going to give it a name, and then we need to define the conditions under which this orchestration will work. In this case, it is just going to be for Microsoft Windows. We're going to make sure that it immediately happens. So we can, for example, say, hey, if it happens 5 times, then run this orchestration. But in this case, we want it to happen immediately. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to look at the particular Windows event log. I'm going to add the condition that if the event ID is 1000 and the faulting module contains the word Plantronics, that should be Plantronics. That should be sufficient to catch when this event happens. So when there's a crash causing a Windows event log item 1000 that contains the faulting module Plantronics, or we could have put in the full DLL, but I'm making it easy on myself. Then we want a certain action to be run. And the first one would be to disable the Bluetooth headset. In our environment, we also have a prepared user message that will appear on the screen for further instructions so that the user will be informed. So with that all set, I can create the alert. And let's have a look here. We'll go to one of my devices. And I'm actually going to use remote control to have a look at it. So this is my device. We see here the Plantronic Bluetooth device. For the rest, it's just a regular machine. So there we saw that Microsoft Teams crashed. The Bluetooth got disabled. And there is our message to clearly explain what is going on. So we disable Bluetooth, please use USB. In this message, we set it up to actually, provide more information. This is currently just going to our website. This could be going to an intranet page or, an IT page with more information. And of course, there will be an audit log of what happened, even if it's an automated action. We can, of course, see on the device page the particular device that we were looking at. We can see that the alert here was triggered a few minutes ago. It ran the script, the message script, it ran the disable Bluetooth script. You can actually see that the device was enabled. That's built into the script to kind of report back the information. Now, this is on the particular device. But I can also go to system events and, for example, filter on alerts. And I can see that, in this case, it was only one user so far, which was the laptop that we were looking at. But if, you can see some other alerts here that were run automatically in this environment.